Nicaragua, a beautiful country on the map, but burdened by a long history of suffering. Nestled among tranquil lakes and silent volcanoes lies the story of a people who have endured more wars and coups than they ever wished, learning to pay the price of stability time and again. Here it wasn't just the land that trembled with earthquakes. Politics, too, never knew lasting peace. From colonialism to revolutions, from promises of freedom to power struggles, Nicaragua remained trapped in a cruel cycle of shattered hopes. Yet, despite it all, its people continued to strive to rise again, as if the country were destined to survive every fall, but always at a price. Welcome to this new video in our series on the history of North American countries. The name Nicaragua derives from a blend of ancient local heritage and later Spanish influence. It is attributed to indigenous tribes who lived around the Great Lakes, with the addition of the Spanish word agua, meaning water, referring to the region's abundance of lakes and rivers. Before the arrival of Europeans, the area was home to a rich cultural diversity, inhabited by peoples such as the Nicurano, Corotegua, and Chantal, each with their own language and social and political system, often based on local leaders and cohesive tribal organizations. In the early 16th century, the explorer Christopher Columbus reached the region's shores, initiating a wave of Spanish expeditions driven by ambition and a thirst for power and wealth. As clashes between the conquerors and the indigenous populations escalated, the Spanish conquest of what is now Nicaragua was led by ambitious figures motivated not only by a desire for discovery, but also by a quest for power and riches. The Spanish governor, Pedro Arias Dávila, took the first serious steps toward establishing permanent colonies when he sent his relative Gil González Dávila north in 1522. His initial attempt at conquest, however, was met with fierce resistance from the indigenous population, who temporarily succeeded in halting the Spanish advance. The colonial project did not stop there. Pedro Arias dispatched the commander Francisco Hernández de Córdoba, who successfully founded the cities of León and Granada in 1524, thus laying the foundation for a permanent Spanish presence. The conflict, however, was not only between the Spanish and the indigenous people, but also within the Spanish ranks themselves. Driven by jealousy and fear of losing influence, Pedro Arias ordered Córdoba's execution and then installed himself governor of Nicaragua in 1527, ruling until his death in 1531. This conquest was disastrous for the indigenous population, particularly in the Pacific region. In just 3 decades, their numbers plummeted from approximately 1 million to tens of thousands. Wars were not the primary cause of the decimation. Rather, it was the rapid spread of European diseases, coupled with slavery and forced labor, as large numbers were deported to work in other colonies. Thus, the conquest not only destroyed political systems, but also decimated a significant portion of the human and cultural fabric. With this demographic collapse, Nicaragua became a relatively marginal region within the Spanish Empire, but the cities of Granada and León emerged as rival centers of influence. Granada relied on agriculture and trade via the San Juan River to the Caribbean Sea, while León was linked to trade across the Pacific Ocean. This ongoing rivalry between the two cities shaped the country's political life for many years. Meanwhile, the coasts were not immune to international conflicts. Cities were subjected to pirate attacks, and towards the end of the 17th century, Great Britain entered the fray, allying itself with the Mosquito people of the Caribbean coast and establishing settlements such as Bluefields. In fact, The Mosquito Coast region was under British influence for a period of time between 1740 and 1786, adding an international dimension to the conflict over this land. In the early 19th century, Nicaragua experienced its first revolutionary attempt in 1811, influenced by independence movements in the region. However, internal divisions between the cities of León and Granada hindered stability, as León reverted to Spanish allegiance while Granada supported the rebellion. Following Central American independence in 1821, the country entered a period of shifting alliances, first joining the Mexican Empire and then the Central American Federation, before finally breaking away in 1838. This marked the beginning of a long period of political conflict between liberals and conservatives. By the mid-19th century, Nicaragua had become an arena of international competition, particularly with the resurgence of British influence on the Caribbean coast and the increasing strategic importance of its location following the discovery of gold in California. American shipping companies also sought to exploit its transoceanic trade route, making it a crucial economic hub. It was during this period that the American adventurer William Walker briefly seized power in 1856, before being ousted by intervention from Central American states. Later, conservatives ruled the country for decades, bringing relative stability, but honestly, no real democracy. The capital was moved to Managua in 1857 as a compromise between rival cities. British and American interference in internal affairs continued, particularly concerning the Mosquito Coast and, potential canal projects between the two oceans. At the end of the 19th and beginning of the 20th centuries, the Liberal President José Santos Zelaya came to power. He attempted to promote national independence and territorial unity, but, his efforts clashed with American interests. This led to repeated United States military and political interventions, supporting subsequent conservative governments and consolidating its influence in the country through strategic treaties and agreements such as the Bryan-Chamorro Treaty. After the withdrawal of United States troops in 1925, Nicaragua entered a new period of instability. Conflicts between liberals and conservatives resurfaced, and new armed uprisings erupted. Despite attempts at pacification through United States-sponsored elections, the civil war continued, especially with the rise of the revolutionary leader Augusto César Sandino, who continued fighting against the foreign presence until the withdrawal of the United States Marines. After their withdrawal, the National Guard was established under the leadership of Anastasio Somoza Garcia, who used his influence to assassinate Sandino in 1934 and then seize power in 1937, establishing one of the longest-running regimes in the country's history. The Somoza family ruled Nicaragua for decades, controlling the state and the economy, while the majority remained impoverished despite growing exports. In 1956, Somoza Sr. was assassinated and succeeded by his son, Luis, and then Anastasio Somoza Debayle, who continued the authoritarian rule with United States support. Meanwhile, armed opposition began to form, most notably the Sandinista National Liberation Front, or FSLN, in 1961. In the 1970s, opposition intensified significantly, especially after the 1972 Managua earthquake, which exposed the corruption and mismanagement of the regime. As repression increased and opposition leaders were assassinated, widespread uprisings erupted, led by the Sandinistas with growing popular support. In 1979, the Somoza regime finally collapsed. He fled the country and Sandinista forces entered Managua, ending more than 40 years of Somoza family rule and ushering in a new era in Nicaragua's history. Following the Sandinista revolution's victory in 1979, the new government inherited an economically and socially devastated Nicaragua, with hundreds of thousands displaced, thousands dead, and the economy in near total collapse. The Sandinistas formed interim governing councils to administer and rebuild the country, nationalizing businesses, banks and resources, and attempting to redistribute land to benefit the poor. Initially, the revolution promised democracy and social justice, but it quickly faced internal and external challenges. The government began restricting freedoms, while the United States, viewing the new regime as aligned with the communist bloc, cut off aid and supported the Contra rebels, plunging the country into a protracted civil war throughout the 1980s. Nicaragua became a battleground between the Sandinista government and armed opposition groups amidst a severe economic crisis, hyperinflation, and the collapse of public services. Despite this, elections were held in 1984, resulting in a victory for Daniel Ortega, but the war continued until a peace agreement was signed in 1987, paving the way for a gradual end to the conflict. In 1990, new elections were held under international supervision, resulting in a victory for the opposition, led by Violeta Chamorro. This ended direct Sandinista rule and ushered in a period of political transition toward peace and national reconstruction after years of war and division. Following the 1990 peace agreements, Nicaragua entered a new phase under Violeta Chamorro, who focused on national reconciliation, downsizing the military and disbanding the Contras in an effort to restore stability after the Civil War. The government also adopted economic reforms, including privatization and a reduced role for the state, but faced significant challenges such as poverty and a weak economy, despite successfully holding peaceful elections in 1996. In the 1996 elections, Arnoldo Alemán won, and the country experienced relative economic improvement, but this was accompanied by corruption and natural disasters such as Hurricane Mitch in 1998. Political conflict between different factions continued, with Daniel Ortega returning to the political scene after a series of electoral defeats. At the beginning of the millennium, the country became embroiled in political conflicts between the presidency and parliament, and crises persisted despite the continuation of the democratic system. In 2007, Ortega returned to power, initiating a new phase focused on stability and development, but one that sparked controversy due to the expansion of presidential powers and the gradual erosion of political freedoms. Economically, the situation has improved somewhat thanks to investments, aid and remittances from abroad, but poverty and inequality remain major challenges. In 2018, widespread protests erupted, met with a violent security crackdown, further exacerbating political tensions and international isolation. Today, Nicaragua navigates a balance between relative stability and ongoing debates about political freedoms and economic conditions, remaining a country burdened by a long history of conflict and striving for a delicate balancing act between security, freedom, and development. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.